So, I was talking to one of my friends, and we were just talking about how much we want to level up and looks max, or just the differences, or how we felt like we were kind of in a flop era. I agreed as well. She was saying her reasons why she feels like she fell off. I was saying my reasons. And I was talking about just my life and how it used to be so glamorous and how it just switched. And I'll talk about the switch in another video. But when I was talking about the glamorous sides of how my life was, when I say used to be, I mean like months ago, not even too long ago. So I was telling her about my experiences living and traveling around different countries, like Hong Kong, or like cities like Asia, or like cities like London or Tokyo or South Korea, Seoul, like Milan, just everywhere. I'm just talking about like the kind of pretty privilege that I was getting on a regular that I really can honestly hand on heart say I did not like spend a penny of my money. I was getting paid to go to to go clubbing alongside other girls, like and my friends. I'm talking like £100 a night. Rather than buying my own drinks, I'm getting free drinks, free dinners, getting paid to go clubbing, depending on the cities. Some of them did all of the above, some of them just did paid to go clubbing, some of them just did free dinners. But nevertheless, I was having those kind of experiences. I was getting put in rooms with people that the average person would probably have to hustle their way into being in the same room as them. I was getting invited to events, I was meeting celebrities, I was getting VIP concert tickets for free, and I can just boil it down to pretty privilege. And when I was telling her about this, she was like, that sounds really cool. Like, I would love for that to be, like, I want that to happen. Like, I want that kind of life. And then she was saying, but do you think that someone like me, like, is it any girl, any pretty girl, or is it just slim girls? Because I'm quite slim. I was slimmer before. That is part of why I flopped off, because I changed my body type in a way I'll explain later on. But she was asking me, she was like, but like someone curvy like me, like would I get that same kind of experience? And I kind of dodged the question, but in my head and in my heart, I knew the answer was no, because I was just about on the cut-off points, and I was already like quite slim. But like obviously work could be done. Like I wasn't the skinniest, but I guess I got away with it because I was tall and pretty. And it just made me realize like how many black girls are just kind of putting themselves at a disadvantage by conforming to black beauty standards of being thick, because most of the time the thick is not even thick like that. Like I feel like in the black community, we already know you can be huge, you can have a double chin, you can have a huge face, you can have chubby arms, you can have a chubby back, a big stomach, but once you've got the assets, the front and the back assets, you're thick, you're good, you're sexy. Now the problem is like that's not a problem. A lot of people look good like that. And I'm never going to judge anyone, especially if they've just given birth or if they've like, there's so many reasons why someone can be like that. Maybe naturally you put on weight. I'm never going to judge that. A lot of the older women in our families are probably bigger. But I'm saying as a young girl in your 20s, why would you want to already give anti body wise? And it's like, so yeah, there's this prioritization of being thick and being big. And it's like most of the time, you're actually overweight. So you're not only putting yourself at a disadvantage in terms of your health, but it's also just the social currency. If you're someone who is a social climber or just someone who wants to have loads of cool experiences, wants to experience pretty privilege, why not just study the society we are in? Because yeah, we are in a looks focused society and you can't change anything about it. So if being thick is only the beauty standard in like black communities, but black communities are the minority of the entire world, then are you really are you at a benefit by trying to become so big and chubby and thick? I don't think so. And also, these are kind of the same people who go to places like Miami or Mayfair in London and they say, oh, it's racist. But when I see the video, it's like, obviously there's other external like things that other than weight that just does not give high class, like, but that's a separate video in terms of just like some, I would say, appearance or makeup or hair looks that black girls do that just doesn't suit the environment that they actually want to be around, if that makes sense. And I'm not saying you should neglect yourself to conform, but if you're someone who wants to get the most out of life, why would you not be willing to do the most? Why would you want to conform to the body type of a minority that only a minority of the people in the world like? If everyone else around the world, if almost every other country around the world prioritizes and admires like a slim build, why do you now think that you can just get them same privileges and treatments that you would get in maybe like a more black community in these places? It's like, if you're going to stay how you are, know your place. Because you'll come to like these exclusive events or clubs or just environments and you will call racism, when in reality, your look just looks cheap. In the black community, it looks sexy, it looks wow, it looks amazing. But in most other communities, especially if you live in the Western world, most other communities, they see this as cheap. They see it as just too much. It's seen as you neglect your health. It's seen as unhygienic. I recently went roller skating with a few friends. One of the girls, she fell. And a lot of people fall when they go roller skating, but this girl was quite big, I will say. So when she fell, she stayed down and we realized, oh, she actually broke, like she's not like able to stand up. So we had to get her to the ambulance. Well, the ambulance didn't come, but we had to try get her on a wheelchair so we can Uber her to the hospital. There was 2 men trying to get her up onto the wheelchair and they were struggling. They were literally struggling. And then she got to the hospital and turns out she broke her ankle in 3 places. If someone slimmer fell the way she did, I really doubt they would have broken their ankles like that. But because of the way she fell and the weight that she carries and her inability to even balance because it's just so disproportionate, I was just thinking to myself, and not to mention, like, she kind of smelt. And I feel like that's another thing I noticed with a lot of girls who are very big is like the hygiene is just, and I get it because there's so many layers of fat and there's so many folds that it's so easy to smell. But it's like, it's just, I find it so sad because she's so smart and she's so kind, but the weight is just, I don't even think she realizes how much it's impacting her. And when she would tell me stories about this guy trying to move to her in this shop, and this guy tried to move to her in that shop, grocery shop, and it's just these uncles that are broke as hell. And I'm like, this is not cute. This is really sad, and you need to do some internal work. And when I was checking up on her, she was telling me, you know, having her broken ankle and being bedbound really made her think. So I was thinking she's going to be like, okay, like, you know, I need to lose weight. Like, but no, she just said that it made her think that she shouldn't try things that she hasn't done before. What kind of stupid logic is that? You know how many times I've fallen on my skates? People fall roller skating, ice skating all the time. They don't break their ankles like that because they don't have that much weight falling onto them. Not to say that if you're slim, you've never broken your ankle, but anyways. And it's just about, in general, like, so linking back to my first friend who asked if she would get that same treatment of getting paid to go out and getting free food and getting to meet celebrities and billionaires and millionaires and just like being invited to events and given work opportunities. That's another thing. A lot of work experience you can get just by being the best version of yourself. If you are a black girl and you're big, you're not the best version of yourself. You might get away with it in certain clubs, like, you know, like Eden Lounge, or just like certain parts of America where being big is the standard. But even still, with the way this society is going, like, them slim, thick girls are gonna be the winners over the thick girls. So nobody's saying you have to be stick thin. Stick thin is not really the best look anyways. But if you're going to choose to be big, just might as well just tap out of the game of life, like in general, because in life you need to level up and you need to refine yourself, or you're just going to get left behind. So if you choose to get left behind, if you choose to stay big, if you don't want to see the maximum benefits you can get from being the peak version of yourself and conforming to the game of life and what society deems attractive, then that's fine, but just be quiet. Don't be screaming, this place is racist, that place is racist, this is racist. No, you have to, at a certain point, you have to think bigger than what is around you. And I've been there. I'm a tall girl, so I've been over 100 kilos and I've been right under 60 kilos. And I'm telling you, like, I've seen the differences. So I understand, like, even back then when I was very big, a lot of my social circle and the school I went to and just the people around me was a lot of black people. So I was getting praised left, right, and center. Oh my gosh, your body's so T, you're so thick, I was getting a lot of male attention. A lot of my friends were asking my workout routine. But me personally, I knew every night, I would have to go home. I would have to take off, cling film wrapped around my stomach, shapewear, just for my stomach to look not even flat. It wouldn't even flatten my stomach. So it's like, yeah, I've got the ass and I've got some boobs, but my stomach is hanging. When your belly button starts to fold on itself and it's looking like some Pac-Man kind of character. Back rolls, bad posture, probably not even at my peak in terms of like hygiene, because how could I be? It's just sweaty, thighs, everything rubbing together. But honestly, you could have thighs rubbing together if you're slim, but still, I'm just trying to paint a picture. And even still, I really had to just do some self-reflection and realize, like, the kind of people I'm attracting, do I even want them? I'm attracting a lot of me in my biggest form. I'm attracting a lot of lustful guys who don't even want to take me out on a date. Like, yeah, it is a university setting. A lot of guys don't go on dates. But still, it was just very much like, I have so much to offer as a person, and my body is just the first thing and the only thing that a lot of these men would look at or even consider. And it's sad. And it made me also realize, why do I want to remain thick? Okay, I like eating food. What else? Okay, I like the attention. Okay, but who I'm getting attention from, is that even like my ideal person? Do I even get along with these people that I'm getting attention from? Do I even have things in common with them other than skin color? Or like a few like cultural similarities? No. So I really locked in. I lost the weight. Obviously, you can gain it back, you can lose it back. But I just want you to ask yourself, if you're a big black girl and you think, you're fine, you're sexy, even though your stomach and your back, this is not for the slim thick girls. Slim thick, you're blessed, you're good, keep it stepping. As long as you know what slim thick is. Because a lot of you lot think you're slim thick and you're just, yeah. Anyways, just ask yourself, why do you want to be like this? Is it male centered? If it's a case where you don't really care, you are happy with your weight and you're just like, you only attracted to black men, you only really want to hang around the black community, even in the terms of like the wealthy side, that's fine. If you don't want to expand globally, if you don't want to have global experiences, meeting people from all around the world, being in circles and just being deemed attractive internationally, that's cool. If you just want to be attractive in your community and be in the elite social circles of your community, that's fine. This video is not for you. This video is for the people who want more. So, do you want more?